Hey.
Yeah, so far we're seeing very similar bans out of the two teams. Nothing too crazy being changed up outside of that Alistair. Alistair?
I call it Alistair.
Alistair, yeah. But, last ban coming for Xiaogu.
You guys with your crazy accents. I say to a primarily American audience.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the Rise, last ban taken away. Looks like World 6 gets back onto his signature Gragas.
Yeah, so we're going to be able to grab Gragas. That will leave Echo available for Swift. See if he wants to take that one yet again. Teamed up nicely with Doinby's Orianna, able to get the shockwaves and get himself back out of danger. I never even thought... This is the thing. Every time I see Echo, something happens in a game and it breaks my mind. Being able to phase dive into a team fight suicidally, get a big shockwave, then get yourself out of dodge afterwards and re-engage. It's just, once again, credit to Swift. Fantastic jungler for QG.
Yeah, some really intellectual play coming out of Xiaogu, and looks like they're going to stick with the tried and true. Echo locked in, Hecarim going to be the same.
Yeah, you have to think this time around Dandy will take Nah, because it's something that he has been able to pick up. I want to see whether he chooses to counter-pick V up there, try and punish him for playing their Hecarim. Of course, if they choose to lane swap, might not look at it that way because they generally don't lane against anyone right now, Vici. But some decisions have to be made. They need to change something up if they hope to steal a win right now. An impressive QG.
Yeah, Vici need to do something different after that amazing 50-minute previous game that we had. There's no way they can commit to the same thing, so they decide to swap things around a little bit. It's going to be Mata on Janna and Endless on Vayne.
So they take the Vayne Janna this time around, and that's maybe why they banned the Alistair. Didn't want to have to deal with it in the bottom lane. Had a decisive plan to take the hyper carry away. Make sure that they're able to get Endless in a situation where if he gets that far ahead again, he will be able to carry. And now, ball in QG's decision. If Xiaogu go for something like a roaming bottom lane, they have the on the hunt to pop here from Sivir. And he can engage. Flash Tib is such a strong tool.
This is
Throw
a strong
in Swift
team.
and V. That is an incredible dive team coming through.
Yeah, Xiaogu are picking up pretty much what we can expect from them. Whenever they make it to game number 2, no matter the game prior, they always turn up the heat. And this time around, they're looking for something similar, as you mentioned, with that Annie and Sivir locked in. Now Vici have to respond in kind. Nautilus still open. Be surprised if that Yasuo were to be locked in. I don't know that Hatong plays anything outside of the control style mages. Cassiopeia still available. Is he going to go for it?
Yeah, Yasuo is
Switch is
Lulu.
over. Yeah, he's playing it safe. It's going to be...
Not Yasuo,
oh my
yes.
gosh.
Cool, so this is a great pickup here. It gives them a legitimate split push threat. There's 3 knockups available. You can also get the last breath off the Condemn, so they're a fearsome duo in the bottom lane if he's ever able to team up with Endless. And I honestly think that Yasuo, very high risk, high reward, but has such an upside because you can just farm up an absolute storm on him. He's very hard to shove out of lane even, especially with things like Victor gone. It's going to be maybe Doinby defaulting back to Morgana to try and deal with this Yasuo pick.
Yeah, just sit back, shove the wave, take that Tormented Soil, and shove it into Yasuo's face.
More importantly, you just walk past the wind wall and ult him, and he dies.
Yeah, that's
I think is the counter pick there.
But that's Hatong on Yasuo, of all of the people.
As I said, I honestly really like the pick coming through here. We'll see how well he can play it, because he is more known for those control-style mages. Yasuo is seeing a huge resurgence, whether it's top lane, whether it's mid lane. And his late-game team-fighting prowess, especially with all these ultimates coming through and the squishy targets available, Annie, as well as the Sivir down there, if they ever get hit by those CC, Hatong will be able to delete them off the map so quickly. I also want to see his build.
Yeah.
Because a static shiv into Trinity Force into Infinity Edge guarantees 100% crit. But let's go through the lineup.
Yeah, we're running through them right quick. You just saw Dandy and V. Here are World 6 and Swift. And Xiaogu going to be putting Doinby onto the utility once again. Hatong on Yasuo.
Yeah, we'll see whether Hatong is able to go up against Doinby's Morgana. Endless steals away the Vayne pick this time. TNT defaults back to Sivir for a lane swap coming through here. Mata on Janna. TCT couldn't take the Alistair. He has Annie instead because they both start with A.
It's the same sort of style that you would expect as well. Getting in, CCing as many people as possible. But Xiaogu taking game number 1. If they take this game number 2 as well, they're going to be tied with EDG once again. But let's find out if they can as we load onto the Rift for game number 2. And we have loaded onto the Rift. It's Vici Gaming versus Xiaogu. Our last set of the night, our last set of the weekend. And hopefully we'll go out with a bang with this one.
Yeah, certainly hope so, because Project Yasuo has made his way onto the Rift. Hetong rocking that skin. I actually can't play that.
The which one?
Project Yasuo.
You can't?
No.
Why not?
Windwall annoys me so much.
In what way?
I don't know. It feels
sets you off?
different. Yeah, it really sets me off. I play standard Yasuo.
Oof. Not even the Cowboy, Desperado.
No. Once again, I'm really big on game sounds, and the fact that his sword makes a gun noise annoys me to no end.
But he plays a harmonica.
Yeah, but he plays a flute on the other one and rests on his sword.
Oh, man. Well, we'll keep an eye on Hetong and see if maybe the skin also sets him off as it sets off Spawn. Defensive lineup coming out from the 2. Looks like we do have the duo of Vici on the bottom side. Xiaogu look to match it.
Yeah, so this time doesn't look like it is going to be a lane swap coming through here, and it's an Ignite on V instead of that Smite, so a little bit more early game aggression. QG maybe want to finish this one up quicker than they did last time around.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see if we get a repeat from yesterday's games, but Xiaogu, minions have spawned, they collide in the mid lane and crash into the Rift. Hetong starts it off looking stylish.
Yeah, with the E, going to stack that up, put a lot of pressure on Doinby. He just does so much work in the early game, and realistically, Doinby not going to be able to trade back with Hetong, but Hetong just happy to shove up this wave.
Yeah, that's Yasuo at his best. Ooh, he actually missed a minion.
Certainly did.
So too did Doinby, but well. Win some, lose some. And we're seeing the duo on the bottom, the Janna Vayne. Tumble first out of Endless Foursome. Exceptional harass onto TNT.
Just going to be standard lanes farming up, you know.
Yeah.
Dandy gave a little bit more of an extended lead coming through. V only took one camp for himself. So it means that Dandy will be a little bit late to top lane, but won't miss out on too much. Hard to bully Nautilus around. That's a hopeless cause if I ever saw one.
Oh, Endless continuing to put out some aggressive harass onto the duo of TNT and TCT. Shoves the wave forward, knowing he doesn't have an early threat of Echo to worry about. And yeah, it looks like we are going to have a nice slow laning phase once again, but we've seen from both of these teams, they're okay with that.
Yeah, exactly right, especially Vici coming through. They like to trade objectives, get themselves rolling with some global gold before anything else. QG also showed against IG that they're no stranger to playing this brand of League of Legends, and they will continue to shove in bottom, trying to force TNT off the wave.
Yeah, he just now gets level 2. The cannon creep. Ooh, missed that one, unfortunately. As that did get bullied down by the aggressive pressure. Already burning through both of his health potions while Hetong continues to farm it up in the mid. Doinby going for the Tormented Soil max. Picks up his Black Shield second. So not going to be able to go for any sort of bindings. Here comes World 6. Knockup plus the body slam finds Doinby. He cleanses, but you can't cleanse a knockup. Some damage comes across. They're trying to dive it, but can't quite commit. World 6 takes a turret hit, and Swift gets first blood.
Yeah, and Hetong cleansed, not Doinby. I don't even know what Hetong was cleansing. So that was an all-out bizarre play coming through from Vici Gaming. And in the end, they can't pick up the kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's Xiaogu getting the first kill onto Swift, of all people, with a timely counter
gank. And a
gank.
refreshed double buff now for Swift means that he can head bottom lane. That's going to be a potent gank if he is able to get in position. Dives over the wall because he knows that there will be a ward in the tri-brush, and he's now nice and safe behind enemy lines.
Yeah, Hetong Just continuing to farm it out once again, and now he's behind those enemy lines. There goes the parallel convergence. Not going to find anyone. Absorbs the shield. Can he dive this as he finds some damage onto Endless? It gets delayed. Mata's going the wrong way here, trying to buy time.
World 6 is coming.
Yeah, might be able to succeed, though. Finally goes down to TNT. There's the teleport. It's 4 versus 2 as World 6 joins in. The binding. Wait, that was Doinby.
Yep. Doinby joins them for a little bit of a party. In the end, she's going to go back, create some pressure, you know, a zoning binding coming out there. I think that's our phrase of the week when we don't understand something.
Yeah.
It was for zoning purposes.
Yeah, so we didn't find the binding. First recall is going to be CDR boots out of Doinby. Those are the Ionian boots of Lucidity.
Yeah, so all he's looking to do right now is shove the lane up into Yasuo, continue to farm out, roam around the rifts, see if he can make plays with that Dark Binding, and then just go back to the mid lane, continue to shove Yasuo in. If he keeps Hetong underneath turret for the early game and is able to pressure the other lanes, it will only mean good things for his team. And as you can see, he's doing a fantastic job of it already.
Yeah, certainly is. Keeping that pressure on the bottom side of the map as that teleport is now on cooldown. V continuing to trade it out on the top side with Dandy as the two dance back and forth. There go the double Doran's rings for the maximum Riptide damage possible. But
it's also for the mana you get back off the Riptide. It's just so efficient to be able to spam that one ability, clear out the minion wave, and then just sit back and reap the benefits of maximum mana regen.
Yeah, so Dandy continues to stagger that on out. V is going to be the first to hit level 6. His teleport's actually up in just a few seconds, so we'll see if he decides to make anything happen with it or just sit back and be content. But Xiaogu right now, they've got a 2-kill lead. They're up about 1,000 gold.
Yeah, and this is a problem because we saw Vici last game. They lost with a huge early game advantage. This time around, it's QG that grabbed the early advantage, so we'll have to see whether they're able to make it work as the game progresses, because right now, danger signs already.
Yeah, the klaxons are blaring, and Vici are not heeding them. There goes the recall out of TNT to catch the wave on the bottom sides, as it looks like Vici are going to go back and send that duo back to the bottom side of the map. Swift drops himself a pink ward, and you see some deep wards coming out from TCT as well, just catching some of that wave in the mid.
Yeah, that's just good rotation coming through from Swift, making sure that no standing experience going down. But level 6 has been achieved right now for Hetong, and they're heading into the mid lane, seeing if they can get a gank on V with the body slam.
Yeah,
he backs away.
Not quite able to find it just yet. World 6 very low mana, and Hetong not able to find the last breath without any of that knock-up potential from any of the 3 members up there. But again, it's just the slow, calm, patient play. Here's Swift on the backside of the Raptor camp, however. Ping comes down to spot him, but he's just going to back away.
With how this lane is being surprised, I'm actually surprised Hetong stayed with the Emax. Emax is fantastic when you're trading. You can stack it up in your wave, it falls off very quickly. You can use it to get onto the opposition and get some good damage down. However, for pure farming, as Swift going to gank again.
Yeah, he's coming in once again. The stun finds Endless. He can't quite bring him low, but he does succeed. Another kill onto him. Looks like they're diving onto Mata. Swift has the chrono break. He's super low. The last turret hit gets dodged. TNT's the one who tanking it with the exhaust. That turret is fully charged up. Swift takes one final hit. Oh, they juggle it and get out.
Yeah, so in the end, a great dive coming through from Swift. We've talked about how good this jungle is at being able to get in and out of turrets. Their Echo with the ultimate just so hard to deal with. And another 2 kills go across. One onto the jungle, one onto the AD carry. Early game going fantastically for Vici.
Yeah, Hetong takes a binding to the face. Unfortunately, you can't wind wall from that range. Would be incredibly powerful, but that's another 2 kills to Xiaogu. Looks like Spirit showing off that with that 2-kill advantage, he was able to turn it into a 4-kill advantage now.
Yeah, exactly right. Had an accelerated early game because he got the second set of double buff. Might need to be careful here.
Yeah, he's just baiting around for Doinby, who secures it. Complete trust in his mid laner.
Yeah, so Swift, he was able to grab double buff, so first blood came through. Then he transitions that into the bottom lane pressure that was already really well needed for QG. Then he goes back down bottom. This time a repeat visit comes up with the double kill. And this is the other side of the lane. If Vayne ever falls behind, it's just so hard for Endless to fulfill his role, because right now TNT is going to be able to just repetitively shove out the wave with the pickaxe AD, stay incredibly safe, and Swift, because he's ahead. This is why Morgana is frustrating to lane against. He just uses a spell and shoves out the whole lane. But when Swift comes back to dive, it's just going to be difficult for them to survive there with Endless and Mata.
Yeah, you can see they're already having a tough time down there. And World 6, despite being on the signature Gragas, that with which he made his own name, he's not been able to be too effective with it. Looked for a gank on the top side, didn't find it. Looked for a gank in the mid, in fact, turned First Blood over to Swift. So we'll see if he continues to farm it up and play passively or if he tries to turn this around.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was maybe Hetong being a little bit overzealous for First Blood because you could see the call came out from both of them to continue the dive, and I would be surprised if that was the jungler's call because as a mid laner, you generally want to control how much HP you are on because Doinby was forced back regardless in that situation. As once again, Swift coming into this bottom lane, going to phase dive over the wall.
Yeah, taking the same gank path for the third time in a row. Now the pink ward being cleared out by TCT. I'm sure that Vici smells something is off. That's why you see World 6 on that side of the map. Teleport available for Dandy. But it looks like they are just going to head up to the top side instead while there's a really big wave down there. Yeah, they don't decide to follow the wave under the turret.
Yeah, so they know exactly where World 6 is right now. That's why it was pinged out. And in the mid lane, they also have great positioning on Hetong, who's continued to overextend for farm.
Ooh, he dashes forward, finally dashes back. Will the stun be able to find him? Not quite, as the parallel convergence narrowly misses, and Hetong makes it under his turret.
Yeah, so in the end, nothing gained from that map pressure. But Swift and TCT, unrelenting, continuing to stay around here.
Yeah, they find World 6, following him through the body slam. Explosive Cask was forced to be used to force the disengage.
Look at all the movement speed that comes out of Echo. Once again, he's behind Endless and Mata again. Can start up Dragon on Will as well. You just feel that all the control this time is in QG's hand.
Yeah, looks like Swift is tired of the waiting from Xiao Gu. Clears out the wave. Pink's now going on to Dragon. World 6 used that all-important explosive cast. The big disengage now is going to be on Mata, but they're starting through this Dragon.
And once again, the response is Hetong heads top lane. He's going to try and dive V, who has ultimate and ignite. They need to make sure that this doesn't go for a 1-for-1. V wisely backing away, doesn't even want to risk it right now. Dragon will go over to QG.
Yeah, first Dragon picked up by Xiao Gu. They're up 1,500 gold now, and that first Dragon. Things looking pretty solid for them, much better than they were in the previous game as Hetong looks for a potential gank onto Doinby. Will he follow under the wall? Oh man, World 6 doesn't make it.
Had flash. Actually was just pinged back from that gank there. So not willing to risk it. There was no mana on Doinby, but a lot of HP, so in the end, nothing achieved from Vici's end, and they're hesitant to pull the trigger on big plays.
I think that's the big question that we're seeing out of Vici this time. Without an advantage, they are having the most difficult time in the world getting themselves back into it. I mean, we've seen when they're ahead how they continue to try putting themselves further and further ahead, but seems like Vici are at a loss of what to do when they're behind.
Yeah, they're still trading pretty well in the bottom lane. You know, Endless with that Cutlass is a formidable AD carry still. Will be able to go back, pick up the Blade of the Ruined King now, you expect. Hetong, he's got a CS advantage. Dandy, he's doing fine. It's just all the kills right now that are sitting in QG's back pocket. Not to mention the fact that an Avarice Blade was on 2 main carries for quite some time. Have to see how it works out. Wow.
Swift going for the steal. He dodges the knockup. Doesn't get the blue, however. Flashes the wall as Hetong chases him out. There's the cleanse. He manages to finally make it in there, but trades himself over with a 1-for-1.
Yeah, TCT picks up the kill, though, so it is a support for a mid laner, and you saw that Yasuo able to do a lot of damage to the squishy members, so this might be the look-in that they're looking for right now, Vici. They look at it and they're like, okay, we have a tank in the top lane. Dandy's doing fine. Hetong definitely does damage to the mid lane. If we can just continue this farm fest going, get our Vayne and our Yasuo to the mid game point, we might still be in with a shot.
Yeah, they just might be. Seem to be having some trouble so far, but again, it's only a 1,500 gold difference between the two teams that Vici are eager to close back up.
That was also some weird invasion coming in from Swift.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but does end up going down to Hetong. Here's Mata waiting just to keep an eye on Endless, make sure that he's nice and safe as Swift on his respawn continuing to go for that standard full tank build. And now the Explosive Cask is finally off of cooldown for World 6, so might see a gank from him.
Yeah, so Mata doing the very supportive thing because TCT wasn't in the lane, giving full experience over to Endless. That's why he was hiding around that corner. And Joinby, with the blue buff, going to continue to shove up this lane. Very non-interactive lane when you have a Morgana.
Just dropping the Tormented Soil and shoving it right back out. However, Hatong heads back to the top.
Yeah, once again, looking for V. He's being pinged yet again. This has not been successful every time they've tried it. Dandy now wants to go back and have a shot.
Yeah, he's going to be picking up a few items. Let's see if V is going to let him. Finds him in the bush, but Dandy makes it down.
Once again, out of Vici, just an incredibly slow early game. They seem content to try and contest objectives that they think they can win. If they don't think they can win a fight, they just go into farm mode. And you have to say, it's nearly detrimental to their cause because it hasn't been working out the last few games. This is the third in a row, fourth in a row actually, that they've dropped if you include their set against WE. Final game, of course, went across to WE. And I think it is a lack of risk-taking. LPL is all about calculated risk, being able to fight when you're even or better when you feel that you're in a situation to do so. And Vici just don't ever want a team fight.
Yeah, they're having a lot of trouble finding the right position to get those team fights. As you can see, Hatong at very low health took a soul shackles from Doinby and was forced to be zoned away. Yeah. He was Zoinbeed away from his lane.
Yeah, but that's just really good play out of Morgana. As I said, she can just approach Yasuo whenever there's not creeps on his side of the wave and just ultimate and force him out because it's guaranteed the bind will come through there. And you just can't get enough distance off your dash alone without being able to burn a summoner spell, and it just wasn't available this time around, so World 6 forced to absorb some farm in the mid lane.
Yeah, World 6 has been very proactive in the jungle, not quite as proactive as Swift, however. As for the past few minutes, it's been a very calm game. We haven't really seen too much action outside of Swift's invade attempt, and really Swift seems to be the primary catalyst of this match. He's the guy who's been making things happen.
Yeah, exactly right. And right now, he's ahead. He's happy to farm the jungle and wait for the dragon fight. It's only a minute 20 away. He feels that he is in a position to contribute more than World 6 to the fight because of all the items he's picked up towards that Randuin's Omen. And just going to be that tank that his team needs with a Trinity Force Hecarim in the top lane.
Yeah, as that's V going for the Trinity Force first. Dragon is going to be up in a minute. Both of the top laners have teleport, so we could look to that for the next big advantage. Vici, very strong team fight potential with all of those knockups to set Hatong up and buy time for Endless.
Yeah, and they're all AoE knockups, displacements. You know, you've got March's Monsoon, you've got the disengage that can come out of World 6. There is no rush for Hatong to take any one of them. He can really pick his moment, even if it's just a big flash body slam coming in there from World 6 to get himself into the fight. Danger is that Doinby is just going to hit the ultimate as soon as Hatong's in and needs to ensure that he can get back out.
Yeah, looks to be a tricky situation. We'll see if he's able to pull it off as Dragon's now up in 20 seconds. Vision coming across from Qiao as they're starting to keep an eye on that pit. However, Mata, well aware, already clearing out some wards as best he can with that sweeper.
And Qiao actually ward the approach of objectives, not the objectives themselves. They're very good at taking scuttle crabs to be able to do that. Instead, they would rather ward deep around the red buff and the raptor camp to make sure that they know which side Vici's coming from. But Vici, they just started up. They think they have the jump on it.
Yeah, Vici have superior positioning for now. Here comes Swift. We'll see if he can make
Double
it into the pit in time. Yeah, teleport comes out. Swift does not manage to get it. It's Vici who secure it. Now Swift stunned against the edge of the wall. Chrono break, but he's still in the thick of things. Takes a very large amount of damage. There's another knockup. They're burning everything to kill Swift. Hatong goes low. There's the disengage. Here's the late teleport from V. Can they turn it around? TNT's on the back wall. TCT looks to go low. V shreds through that poor Vayne. Dandy running for his life as World 6 is right beside him. The slow finds Doinby, so he's not going to be able to pursue. And the flash happens. However, that tier 1 is gone. V is continuing to chase forward.
Yeah, in the end, it's a 2-for-2 with Vici picking up the dragon. A really late arrival out of Doinby there. Doesn't burn the teleport to get down there. V deleted Endless, by the way. That was a heck of a lot of damage for a Hecarim without home guard boots, and you can see that they're going to take a second turret for themselves.
Yeah, this is a second turret being taken by Qiao. The Tier 1 and Tier 2 being secured right quick and increasing their gold lead now to 4,500.
Yeah, and 3-0 and 2 is on the AD carry right now, who's gone back, picked up the makings of a static shift. Trinity Force finished on V. He got an important kill in that team fight as well. So all of it, once again, prioritization of where gold goes is on the right members right now for QG.
Excellent play from Xiaogu. Vici not feeling quite so hot. So much focus and emphasis being put on killing Swift, but they only just barely managed to lock him down after he single-handedly consumed 2-3 ultimates.
Yeah, that was a Hotong ultimate in the end. Wow.
Oh, looks like they might be caught out here. Swift once again going aggressive, takes some punishment from Hotong with TCD to back him up.
Just doesn't die.
Yeah, he's so tanky.
Yeah, and you see, Phage has been finished up, so it will be static chip into Trinity Force, most likely into Infinity Edge for Hotong. The team fight build coming through here. Not something like a Blade of the Ruined King to try and shred the tanky members. We'll have to see whether he's able to get to it, because it's a very expensive build. This is a luxury build of Yasuo's. When you feel like the game's going to go for 40 minutes, as Dandy goes aggressive.
Depth charge finds TNT. He gets hooked back in. Spell Shield is used too early. He's knocked into the enemy team, and Mad Life, or World 6, gets the shutdown. There's a binding onto Dandy as Doinby has joined the fight, but it's too little too late.
TCT needs to be careful here. Mata's waking his way up.
Yeah, he is indeed. The binding. Oh, Flash gets Doinby out.
What a reaction out of Doinby there. He saw the slow and the hook whistling by. Will be Vici pressuring the top side of the map, however, with V stuck under a turret against the Vayne. Probably can't win the 1v1 without the Ignite. And things starting to normalize around the map.
Yeah, Vici picking up a single solo kill. V goes 1v1 onto Endless. Can he pull it off? He gets the slow, drops a pink ward, and 1v1's Endless.
I honestly didn't think that was going to be possible, but it looked like Endless held the Condemn to try and create some space, and V goes aggressive and picks up the solo kill with a Trinity Force.
Oh, Hotong tries to trade it out with Swift. Chrono Break is available. Tries to bait out the last breath, but cannot quite find it. Hotong takes the tier 1.
Yeah, so in the end, it is a kill for kill and 2 turrets traded, so everything okay in the world. I was like, QG didn't trade an objective, but in the end, they do grab it with Doinby in the top lane. And World 6 now trying his hand at catching V. Yeah,
but Hecarim's so fast, V just runs back to safety. Suddenly, Dandy's caught on the wrong side of things. Going 1v2, soon to be 1v3. Parallel Convergence doesn't lock him down with the stun, and TNT says, hey, remember me?
Yeah, 1v4, and Baron is on that side of the map. They have vision of 2 members in the bottom lane. Will they pull the trigger? Doesn't look like they're that confident.
Not quite yet. It is only
EDG would have done that.
22 minutes into the game. Well, that's the difference between Xiaogu and EDG that we're starting to see. Xiaogu not quite so confident in making those radical plays.
I don't even think it's confidence. I just don't think they feel they need to. They trust in their late game that much that any advantage they get at this point is just a bonus. They look to beat you at the 35-minute mark, not the 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
They
Makes
bury
a lot
you
more sense.
slowly. EDG just try and put you in a hole. Then kick some dust on you.
Then they just dig the hole so deep that you can't climb back out. But Vici Gaming,
that was a good metaphor.
To continue with that metaphor, they're the kinds of people who have a little hand shovel, and they'll slowly, spoonful after spoonful.
They use their hands. They want to make sure that they can sculpt the hole.
Creating the perfect burial chamber. But most of the teams in the LPL have been able to fight that off.
Yeah, they certainly have it. You know, QG don't seem to be any exception. 5,000 gold right now. Good win wall from Hotong might save this turret.
Oh, still takes a binding over the side here. Mata finds it slow onto Swift.
Oh, World 6 eats it.
Takes that hit from Doinby. But, again, things nice and calm. Next Dragon's going to be up in about a minute.
This has, after what was it, a hectic third set, this has been a very relaxing set of League of Legends coming through right now.
Soothing, one might even say.
Yeah, I will attest to that. It's like I'm listening to Yasuo's flute.
Looks like TNT does get some damage, but decides not to overextend. Plays it nice and safe. Doesn't want to take any chances. And like you said, that's Xiaogu playing to their strengths.
Yeah, they just want a team fight. At some point, it's going to come through where Vici have to fight for an objective, and Xiaogu just think that they can win out 10 out of 10 times. You saw another turret fell in the top lane for Vici. They claw their way back to within 4,000 gold right now. A lot of it also onto Endless, so they're happy with how this game's going. And Hotong abandons the luxury build, picks himself up an emergency cutlass.
Yeah, he knows he needs some damage stat. We'll have to see if he is effective with it, as the Dragon has just spawned. Swift instantly starts it up as Xiaogu have superior positioning, and V got the home guard teleport.
Yeah, he's just picked up the home guard boots. Also, the frozen heart, so he is deceptively strong. Doinby might be caught.
Yeah, World 6 looks for a bit of a steal. Spell Shield works, but Xiaogu pick up the kill. There's On the Hunt. Here's the teleport from V. He gets into the back onto that so scary Hitong Endless, trying to go toe-to-toe, but with Swift sticking to him like glue, he cannot quite pull it off. It looks like he's going to be able to pick up a few kills here as he's just doing some serious work. Swift continuing to buy time for the rest of his carry. Is he going to pull it off? He is indeed. A double kill for Stift, who styles on it. Doinby goes down to the Zhonyas, and Swift is now 1v3 here as the rest of his team has in fact failed him, and Xiaogu lose the team fight.
Yeah, Swift just solo zoned out Endless on Vayne, but everyone else couldn't deal with Dandy. The big Nautilus came through on the back end of that fight. He also had a Frozen Heart and a Balmy Cinder, and the persistent damage was just too much.
Yeah, there was so much damage from that Endless's Vayne, and all in all, Vici, they ended up playing that fight relatively cleanly.
Yeah, that was 2 members for an ace over on Vici's side. They did lose out on the Dragon, but they played the team fight well, and the consistent damage out of the Nautilus, the consistent damage out of Yasuo, the longer these team fights go. That's why I was so shocked that we didn't see a Blade of the Ruined King, because that is the persistent Yasuo build. The Trinity Force is like, explode someone, get out, but really, really good play coming out of there for the carries of Vici, and we'll have to see whether it continues.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking it nice and slow with this one, but they took that fight more out of a desperation, it seemed, but then they ended up winning the fight, and Xiaogu, they seemed more split than we've typically seen them.
Yeah, it was actually a really weird path from Doinby that started it up. He walked around the top curve near the mid lane and blue buff and got caught out. Had to ult only 2 members. Didn't really get the priority targets there. And in the end, it was a lot of work done by World 6 and Dandy, but they were able to come through.
Yeah, so just like that, that gold difference closes from what was 5,000 gold down to 2.5, as it appears that Xiaogu starting to lose a bit of a grip on that early game lead that they have, and Vici showing, yeah, we can fight back.
Yeah, but there were some worry signs. Swift soloing out Endless was definitely one of them, as maybe Vici going to start up this Baron.
Yeah, they are starting up the Baron right now. Hitong shredding through its health with Endless. Dandy going to be tanking it off. Here comes the Janna for some deep wards. TCT spots it. They know this is happening. You've got Swift, who's very strong at stealing. Will he be successful?
Dandy's a huge tank, though. He's not really losing all that much health.
He goes over the wall. Stun is going to land. Tries to burn through it himself. He steals it. Swift steals the Baron. He doesn't make it over the wall in time, and Xiaogu are forced to turn this into a fight, but it seems to be going well so far as TCT zones away Endless, but the stacking damage from Vici is so strong. V finally joins up. They lost TNT, but it was definitely worth it. There's the onslaught of shadows. They get another kill, and suddenly Xiaogu show us why they're the kings of team fight.
Yeah, able to get in there. V flew up the river, got the perfect team fight for themselves. They stole the Baron. So a Baron and 4 kills for only 2. Vici, once again, an aggressive call coming out. They were trying to make the play. Looked like they were going to be able to secure it, but a 50-50 smite once again goes to Swift.
Yeah, that was the gamble. Game number 1, it went in their favor. This time the dice ended up coming up on a flat Snake Eyes, and Xiaogu secure the Baron, take 2 turrets in quick succession, and they've still got it for another 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly right. And we were talking about how Vici, after that team fight, let's take another look, actually. So they get it down nice and low. Swift is just too tanky to deal with, and he smites it out. Doesn't get back over the wall, but doesn't really matter because the rest of his team's here for support. TNT gets blown up, and Endless on the back end trying to do work, but just wasn't enough. Good ultimate came through from V, and they ended up cleaning up the team fight. And, you know, we were complimenting Vici. They were back in the game. It was about 3,000 gold. That ship has now sailed. 8,000 gold is the difference right now. And Swift is huge. 6, 3, and 8.
Oh, yeah.
Completed items coming out of everywhere, and he's got an Amp Tome. Maybe Trinity Force.
Zhonya's.
Frozen Fist. I would like to see a Frozen Fist come through.
That would be really strong. He's already got the Frozen Heart, though, for the Glacial Shroud.
But give you
oh my gosh, he did do the Frozen Fist.
Yeah, so 30% cooldown coming through right now for Swift, and it just allows the rest of the team to catch up. That's what it's all about. If he can keep on Endless, He's super sicky. He goes incredibly quick, so he can run with Endless, but eventually Endless will be able to out-duel him. So it's about slowing Endless down, making sure V can catch back up and delete the Vayne off the map. That's a really clever build coming through from Swift. Only if you're this far ahead, because it is definitely a luxury item, but he is, and he only has to deal with AD threats. Realistically, Gragas, Nautilus, they're not going to be doing anything to Swift late game because of his HP pool. It is all about the Yasuo and the Vayne.
Yeah, and we've seen the target prioritization from Swift. If he can, he finds his way to Endless, and if not, he sticks to Hatong like glue. Xiaogu with the Baron, set up a bit of a split push now. Seems like they do have it on a few members. Dandy looks like he's caught out here. Takes a Soul Shackle. There's a great wind wall to buy time,
so
but
tanky.
Yeah, there's so much
Hatong
damage.
doesn't scratch him. Like, Hatong hit 2 Qs on Swift then, and he took no damage.
Swift, the very strong tank for Xiaogu, is going to lead the charge as that first Tier 2 goes down. Actually, the next Tier 2 goes down. It's now 6 turrets to 3. Oh, there goes the explosive cask.
But
Doesn't
V's
find
still
anyone.
in the mid lane. They don't choose to fight right now. V going to win out on this split push.
Windwall manages to buy them some time. Baron buff has fallen off. Swift condemned into the wall. Dashes aggressively forward. Looks like great last breath finds TNT. He's so low as Hatong continues to provide chase. Flash in order to get out of there, but now Endless has joined the battle. V coming in from the side, shreds through their health bars. Endless goes down. Swift finally going to drop, but the rest of Xiaogu are cleaning this up. V, he doesn't even care that there's a turret there as he runs down Mata, then turns to World 6, who flashes into the Nexus, but it's 30 seconds and Xiaogu are rushing forward.
Yeah, and V just content to take up this turret. We'll be able to at least break the base. Still 20 seconds left. Will they pull the trigger and go for it? Looks like they will back away.
Yeah, I don't know that they can end the game quite yet as World 6 just now gets his explosive cast back up, but again, V with the perfect flanks every time.
Yeah, just able to get in there and really... That was with an exhaust on him, still able to explode their carries. Trinity Force first Hecarim just does so much damage, and now he's got the 2 tank items as well. Another Frozen Heart and Randuin's Omen picked up. They're definitely disregarding any damage that's coming out of World 6 and Nautilus as a legitimate threat. And that just means that no Last Whisper's picked up. Really no luxury items right now for the 2 AD members of Vici. They've just fallen too far behind.
No armor penetration coming out from Vici so far, and Dragon has just spawned. This would be Xiaogu's third. World 6 waiting in the wings. He wants to contest this. A trinket over the wall will spot it being aggroed as Swift looks for a fight. He's got help out from TCT, but there's V dashing onto Hatong. CC locked against the wall. He goes down, then immediately the 2 dive stick onto Endless. He's getting destroyed by the consistent damage. He goes down. V gets the double kill, and Xiaogu secure 3 kills by the end of the fight.
Yeah, and it's 13,000 gold right now, the lead for Xiaogu, and you just saw Swift and V will not be stopped. They continue to dive the back line. 8-1 and 5, 7-4 and 3. They are just unrelenting in their punishment, and they're going to break the base for a second time.
Yeah, there goes the teleport coming down from V just to keep Tibbers alive. They've got 10 seconds before the rest of Vici are here, but this inhibitor's gone.
Warmogs as well on top of the armor items.
He
is 100% unkillable. Can probably go for a second offensive item, something like a more of Malmortius to protect him a little bit from the magic damage, but also give some reasonable AD through there. And you see, they're going to pick up their 3rd dragon of the game.
Yeah, there's no way Vici can contest this. With those 2 inhibitors gone, they've got one last bastion of defense in that bottom lane inhibitor, but Xiaogu, they give no pause, and immediately TNT heads down there.
Yeah, exactly right. They're looking to force the fight around the last objective. They're also going to pick up the red buff, and just there is no respite coming through right now from Xiaogu. Swift burns his ultimate to get back down here. We mentioned all the CDR he has. That's going to be back available for the next skirmish, you feel, and this will be the one that cleans it out.
Oh, TNT gets caught, but Swift waiting in the wings. Yeah, it might be Dandy who's caught out by this one. Doinby providing chase.
That's
slow lands. He's taking some damage. Binding. Ooh,
that's
narrowly
tank,
misses.
by the way.
That's on the hunt. Dandy's still being shredded by Xiaogu. They don't even complete their recalls, but they're still doing so much.
Yeah, exactly right. They're able to force Dandy back into the base. Teleport not going to be available for any flanking plays. It's going to be a head-on-head team fight. And time again, we've seen that Vici have been able to win those.
V feeding over some pity gold by getting that ward inside of Endless, but they immediately get forward. Swift so tanky with the spell shield on top of it. Binding, who narrowly misses Hatong as he's just pulling minions away, buying time for his team.
Yeah, and Swift making sure that the super creeps are on the Nexus turrets. That's going to be the last inhibitor going down. Last ditch aspect coming through from Vici.
Yeah, Swift looks for the dive. Chrono Break gets him back out. That's his primary escape tool. The flash. Soul Shackles finds 3. Hatong immediately followed up by V. He gets onto the backside. Monsoon forces the disengage, but Endless gets a little too aggressive here. The slows are locking him down. There's the binding. Hatong gets onto the back to TNT, but he just doesn't have enough damage. He goes down too. That's 3 members of Vici dead. World 6 makes it onto the fountain, but Qiao are on the Nexus.
Yeah, exactly right. Another 2-0 going to round us out of tonight. Vici have the week from hell, losing to both OMG and QG, but QG, they retain their first place position.
Yeah, Qiao taking the 2-0 over Vici Gaming, and unfortunately that's Vici going 0-4 this weekend.
Yeah, exactly right. You see the faces of the Vici's members not looking very happy right now.